What is it that you invested thousands of hours and now is pointless? I took 2 years of French instead of Spanish in high school. I live in Texas. I got an aviation degree because it used to be the only way you could qualify to become an air traffic controller. The age cutoff is 30 and I graduated when I was 29. Well, they decided to restructure the hiring process mere months after I graduated and cancelled all hiring panels for 2 years. I aged out and now have a fucking useless degree that I still pay students loans on. Edit. First, thank you for the huge response. This happened about 11 years ago. I'm making a lot of money doing something I love in another industry, so don't worry about me. It was devastating at the time, but I'm content in what I'm doing now. Had to edit that again because of all the people who are negative about hearing. Everything happens for a reason, and, living my best life. I'm happy and successful, and if you can't live with that, go be negative somewhere else. To answer the most common question on here. Why is 30 the cutoff age? This is a very high-stress job that requires you to have a sharp mind at all times. It's like playing a mathematical puzzle that kills 300 people if you fuck up. They encourage retirement with pension at 55, but you need 25 years of service to be eligible, hence the oldest you can be to start the job is 30 years old. I got a BS in biochemistry, then drove a forklift for 14 years. Now I'm an electrician. I know all the tricks to make a website look as good in Internet Explorer 6 as in Chrome, Safari or Opera. Sorting and organizing my MP3 collection. This is the life of a geneticist. The field moves quickly with the technology and techniques, but they are all very complex and difficult to learn. More than once in my life, I have poured myself into a specialized skill to be the best in the building, only to have that skill be obsolete the next year. It never feels that bad, though, because the replacements are almost always faster, easier, and get you better results, or else they don't really take off. I managed to accidentally wipe the drive that held all my work. I'm a semi-professional game dev. There was 10 years worth of meshes, materials and code. It's been 10 days. I've just been in a sort of state of shock, having tried and failed to recover the lost files. Wow. I haven't talked to any of my old guildmates in years. I got server first kills and worked my ass off to be the top of my game, and it means next to nothing. I look back on the time I spent fondly and wouldn't trade the experience for anything, but it really does nothing for me. Reddit. I have a bachelor's degree in astronomy from one of the world's best universities. I now work as a software engineer. Asian parent piano lessons. Didn't make them happy. Didn't make myself happy. Never got any good at it. Gained no useful skills whatsoever for the several hundred hours per year for multiple years spent practicing. It took me 8 years to get my chemical engineering degree. I never worked a single day as a chemical engineer. I'm a data analyst now. Being a decent, hard-working employee for a large multinational corporation. My marriage. The leading cause of divorce is marriage. Not hours per se, but lots and lots of money. When I was a kid, CDs were king. This was also back when a typical CD was like $16 at Sam Goody etc. I'd mow lawns in my neighborhood 4 houses on a weekend, and get $10 each, which was good for about a dozen albums a month. My parents also gave me lunch money for school $2 a day, which I pocketed for another album a week. So basically I sacrificed nutrition and my weekends for the entirety of my middle school early high school years to build up a massive album collection that was the envy of all my musician friends. It was glorious. I thought for sure this would be the crown jewel of my adulthood and that I would pass them on to my kids someday. And then when the iPod iTunes came out it was all pointless lol. I spent over a decade learning how to draw, studying design techniques, etc. Tried to work as a professional designer and illustrator and it was terrible and made no money. Now I'm a software developer. Every once in a blue moon it's useful for making graphics, but really just pointless. I spent half my army career in various schools learning to repair nuclear missiles. Now I'm doing desktop support and teaching the new guys how to install printers remotely. RuneScape, but it's been pointless since day one. Minecraft. From 2011 to probably 2018–2019 it was like my go-to depression game. When my depression got bad, some days I'd play for 12 hours. Built a whole huge city with districts, multiple tall buildings, rail system, a mob zoo, etc. I kinda miss it sometimes. It may be pointless, but if it got you through the day then I consider it useful. Take care of yourself. Even if it includes a couple hours of coping. Indigenous knotting. I used to be able to make the most beautiful dresses, armors, and regalia using traditional knotting and beading techniques. Broke my arm about a decade ago, got fat, and got arthritis. Now my hands don't even work well enough to teach the next generation how to do it. Marriage. 32 years together. Knife in the back.